What if I told you your company's most powerful marketing tool isn't aimed at your customers at all? Today, we're diving into a powerful business strategy that most companies completely overlook, but that might just be the most important one you've never heard of: endomarketing.
I mean, really think about it. When you're a customer, you're staring at dozens of options that all look, feel, and pretty much do the exact same thing. So what is it that really makes you choose one brand over another, and maybe even more importantly, stick with it for the long haul?
It turns out the real game changer isn't found in the product features or the price tag. Nope. It's found somewhere much, much closer to home, right inside the company itself.
To really get why this internal focus is so critical, we first have to understand the battlefield every single modern business is fighting on. It's a real sea of sameness out there.
We're basically living in an age of commoditization. For you, the consumer, it's often genuinely hard to tell the difference between one company's stuff and another's. You've got fierce competition from all sides, and customers have more information at their fingertips than ever before. So the old ways of standing out, they just don't cut it anymore. Which leads us to the billion-dollar question. How do you build an advantage that your competitors can't just go and copy tomorrow?
And that, my friends, brings us to the big reveal. The most powerful, sustainable, and totally unique advantage a company has isn't a patent or a massive marketing budget. It's something much more human.
Okay, this slide right here holds the key to the whole thing. When we look at services, one word just jumps off the page: variability. So you can standardize products, make them all identical, but services, they're delivered by people, and you just can't standardize people. This human element, this variability, it isn't a flaw, it's your secret weapon. It is the one thing your competitors absolutely positively cannot copy.
And this quote just nails it. Your people, your team, they aren't just a resource, they are your competitive edge. Their skills, their motivation, their belief in what the company is doing, that is the real product your customer actually experiences. So, if your team is your biggest advantage, how do you cultivate it? How do you make it stronger? Well, there's a name for this whole strategy, and it's all about flipping traditional marketing completely on its head. And here it is: endomarketing. This term was coined by Saul Bekin, and the concept is so simple but so profound. Treat your employees like they're your most important customers. It's all about marketing to your internal team first, getting them to really buy into the mission and the values so that they can deliver an amazing experience to your external customer. This slide really shows you just how fundamental that shift is. I mean, look at it. Traditional marketing, right, it targets the customer with one main goal: convince them to buy. But endomarketing, it focuses on the employee with a much, much deeper goal: convince them to believe. That's a huge leap, moving from a simple transaction to a shared, powerful conviction.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds kind of abstract, but it's actually incredibly practical. Endomarketing takes the proven, classic tools of marketing and simply points them inward.
So you've probably heard of the 4 Ps of marketing, right? Well, let's see how they get adapted for an internal audience. First up, the product. Here, the product isn't something you can hold. It's the company's mission, its values, its culture. Next is price. This isn't about money. It's the psychological cost, the effort, the mental energy it takes for an employee to adopt new ways of doing things. Then you've got place, which is all about how the message gets delivered, and that's mainly through your leaders and managers. And finally, promotion. That's your whole internal communication toolkit. Everything from meetings and the company intranet to fun events and awesome rewards programs.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? The great news is there's a clear, logical roadmap for building a plan that really works.
It all starts with really understanding your employees, just like any great marketer has to understand their customers. Then you set clear, measurable goals. What do you actually want to achieve? From there, you build your communication channels. You test your ideas with a small group to work out any kinks, and then you launch it. But you don't stop there. You constantly track your results and make adjustments. It's a living, breathing process. But does all this effort actually pay off? Let me just throw a number at you: 31%. What do you think this represents? A rise in sales? An increase in customer satisfaction? Well, it's actually something even more fundamental.
Check this out. This is from a real-world case study of a company called Portobello. They wanted to communicate their career development plan, but instead of some boring memo that nobody would read, they created comics and a giant board game where employees were the players. I mean, how cool is that? The result? They made a super complex topic simple and fun, and boom, labor productivity shot up by 31%. That, right there, is the power of investing in your internal audience.
So let's wrap this up.
Endomarketing is really about one core idea: treating your employees like they are your most valuable customers. It's about building a culture where people truly believe in what they're doing. And the evidence is clear. When you win the hearts and minds of your team, you create an unstoppable force. Which leaves us with one final crucial question: what are you doing to win them over?